We couldn't decide what to 3D print, so we built dice to decide for us.
Then we gave ourselves 24 hours to print them.
Oh, this might have been a mistake.
Yep. Anyone who owns a 3D printer knows this feeling. You've got your machine sitting right there, ready to go, but you spend more time deciding on what to print than actually printing.
Scrolling through modeling sites for half an hour, opening 17 tabs, closing them all, and ending up printing a flexi dragon.
So we decided to fix that by designing a set of custom dice that pick the challenge for you.
Roll the dice, get your challenge. Material, use case, and a constraint you have to work with. Whatever comes up, that's your print.
And then we decided to make it a competition.
Using the same dice, same rules, we both roll, we both print, and our coworkers judge the winner. 3 categories: print quality, challenge alignment, and creativity.
Before we dive into this challenge, we should probably talk about how we got here. This project took heavy inspiration from one of our favorite designers, Simone Yetch, here on YouTube, who created the build dice.
We also love the creator behind the Roll for Sandwich videos, which incorporated dice into their cooking as a way to randomly select ingredients for a surprising result.
Simone's build dice were made for general maker projects. We wanted the same energy, but to modify it specifically for 3D printing.
And with a winner at the end.
Yes. While the main objective is to get design inspirations for our 3D prints, we also wanted to make a little fun competition while we're at it.
So before we even begin the challenge, we need to decide what's actually going on these dice.
One die would be the material, one would be the use case, the last one would be like a restriction or a challenge. Kind of thinking some standard filaments like PLA, PETG, maybe a TPU for a flexible.
How about peak?
No, we're not doing peak.
Yeah, we'd have to pull out the industrial printers for this.
How about use cases? A houseware.
Artistic as well, like visual.
A meme.
A meme?
Yeah, just a meme. And then we have to think of like some of our restrictions. So idea I had was only vase mode.
That'll change things up. That'll add some challenge.
Different nozzle size.
We could like force 0.8.
I really like the infill only.
Oh yeah.
Do you think we have enough here?
Yeah. I think we can get this started.
I'm going to take this, mock it up in Fusion 360. Hopefully in a little bit, we'll have some dice to work with.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Let's do it. Okay, so I designed this in Fusion 360 and I wanted to make sure that it could be printed clearly enough with 0.4 nozzles. So we landed on 30 millimeters for the cube. Large enough to roll, but not too daunting, and we can still print the text clearly. We're going to be making 2 versions, one that's a single color with a debossed lettering, and then a dual color if you have an AMS and you wanted to print this, you can print this in 2 colors. We're going to be sharing this on MakerWorld, so if you guys want to create your own, you can download it yourself. The final.
Ooh, very nice. That looks amazing.
So after all that, here's what we ended up with. For materials, PLA, PETG, nylon, ASA, TPU, and a special PLA. For example, like silk PLA, dichromatic, wood fill, things like that.
For the use case, we decided to go with props, toy or game, art, fashion, tools, and houseware.
Lastly, for the challenge die, vase mode only, must include hardware like screws, magnets, or bearings, stuff like that. Use a 0.8 nozzle, no supports, so that might be interesting depending on the print that you're doing, extra big and small, and infill only.
Whatever combination comes up, that's your challenge, no takebacks.
Here's how it works. So we will roll the dice and find a model that fits our results and print it.
Like we mentioned before, our coworkers will be judging on 3 things: print quality, how well it fits the challenge, and creativity.
So in addition to that, we'll be given bonus points depending on how the model was made.
That's right, we decided you can design something original if you want, but finding a model online is completely valid.
So we'll be able to earn 1 point if the model was downloaded, 2 points if you modified an existing print online, and 3 points if it's an original design.
All right, I'm a little bit nervous. Let's see what we get. Okay, ooh.
Fashion, vase mode.
ASA. Using ASA for fashion is definitely a first for me, but I'm starting to come up with some thoughts already. That could actually work.
I have a couple ideas, but I don't want to tell you.
Yeah. Your turn to roll, yeah.
Give me something good and not nylon. Okay. TPU, tool, no supports.
Interesting.
I never like printing supports for TPU anyway.
Yeah.
I think I have enough to work with here. We happy with that?
Yeah. There's no going back, so.
We have 24 hours.
All right, may the best print win.
Let's do this. All right.
I'll start by grabbing some filament. We have quite a few different colors of ASA, but I think I'm just gonna go with black, for fashion, black kind of goes with everything.
Because I am printing with TPU, I know I need to get it on a dryer first, so let's find. I haven't printed with it before, but this is our Spectrum S Flex.
Okay, so I got ASA, no problem, really good filament. I use it all the time, not too hard to work with. Fashion, again, I can find something, not too difficult. Vase mode, that is where this gets a little more complicated. I don't think I've ever printed ASA in vase mode. I don't know how well it prints like that. I do have the H2D to work with, good printer. I was confident during the roll, but now I'm like, is this even possible?
I ended up getting TPU tool with no supports. I started off by researching on MakerWorld to see if there were any other designs for tools using TPU. There were a bunch of examples of like hammers and zip ties, but what I ended up landing on was making a small parts mat, which you would typically use for disassembling small electronics that have a lot of tiny screws like phones. I also think this will be a good use case for TPU because I can use live hinges for lids to close different compartments on here too. I know this whole project will take a long time to print, but what I need to make sure is that those lids and the live hinges work the way that I want them to before I print the entire thing. So what I'm going to do is prototype just that small lid component and make sure that my tolerances are set. Then I'll apply those changes to the whole project and print it off. This is a good way to prototype things. That way you're not wasting time and material trying to get your tolerances right when you can just print smaller sections of your model.
You know, I'm really good with all the industrial filaments, ASA, nylon, I've even used PEEK, but I'm not really a designer so much. I know a little bit. I've been learning Fusion 360 and getting better at it. But for this challenge, I was hoping to just kind of find something on MakerWorld or printables and maybe modify it. But for the design I'm thinking of, I doubt anyone's made it in vase mode. That is what makes this hard. I might actually have to model this myself, which I was hoping to avoid. I was hoping to play into my strengths, but as part of the fun, I'm gonna have to learn something new. So I'm gonna go watch some videos, see what I can learn, and maybe quickly come up with a design. This is a one-day challenge. I don't have a lot of time.
I'm going to print off a little test of this guy on some other TPU that I have that's a similar shore hardness, and hopefully this will be good. That way, once I go to print the entire mat, which will take up the entire build plate volume, I will make sure that these actually fit.
I think I've settled on what I'm gonna go with, and it might actually work. I'm thinking like a handbag or a purse in vase mode with some sort of interesting geometric design. Thanks to that teaching tech video, I kind of get what I have to do now, some sort of repeating pattern. I think that could look good for a purse. Yeah, it's time to get to the design. This is kind of maybe working. I think this is what I want. Oh wait, no, that's not right. We don't want that. Undo this. Okay, well, didn't mean to undo it that much. Okay. I started off with just a cube here and added some chamfers. Now, teaching tech was using Onshape, but I think I can apply that to Fusion 360. So let's use the rectangular pattern tool, and I'll just play with the quantity and distance until it looks right. Now do the same in the other directions. The last thing I need to do is make it solid through the middle. If there's little gaps, it won't print in vase mode. I'll just extrude a rectangle through the whole thing. The design is actually coming along really good. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm gonna have to see if it actually works in vase mode. My laptop sounds like it's about to explode, so I don't want to make too many changes. I don't want this to crash. Hopefully this works.
We have our first test print going on here. So I am printing this using our NinjaFlex TPU. I got this feeding through the back, so we have the least amount of friction possible. I'm also not entirely sure how to calculate how far this little connector needs to be, but what I ended up doing is I took the height of this box, which right now it's at 20 millimeters, and I just doubled it. So this is 40 millimeters. This is why I'm going to be doing some testing so that I know if it will work.
All right, moment of truth here. I have it in the slicer. I have spiral vase turned on. Let's hit slice and see if it'll be printable. And looks pretty good. I think this might actually work. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna send it, see what happens. All right, I got the H2D here. I've already cleaned the bed with some of this build plate cleaner. I'm going to switch to the 0.6 nozzle, and then I'm gonna give a nice layer of this nanopolymer adhesive just to keep the print sticking to the bed. I don't wanna take any chances here since this is a competition and we're on a limited time frame. I do not wanna have to reprint this. First layer is going down now, and it's looking good so far. And it looks like it finished printing. Let's take a look, and that actually looks so good. I can't believe how well that printed. I actually talked about this recently. This is called crazing. It's a discoloration due to stress on the part, and you can get rid of it with a torch. Just gotta be careful because this is a thin part. I don't wanna overheat it.
Version 2 going on the plate right now. See if we can make any improvements.
For the strap, it's really simple. I just need to make a big cylinder and then I can offset it by the width of the wall. I realized I should add a logo or something, you know, make it look like a designer handbag. And Bamboo Studio has an easy to use text feature, so I'll just use that. It should print fine in vase mode because vase mode still prints the first few layers normally, and it'll only be a few layers thick. I don't really have time to let the bed fully cool. I need to get the next print on. So still 100 degrees, but I'll get this off. It'll cool faster on the table. So the straps seem to work out pretty well. It's quite flexible. There are some little gaps here and I'm not sure what caused that, but I don't think it looks too bad. I think I can incorporate into the look. I'm not really using vase mode the way it's intended. Things happen, but I do actually have enough time to maybe do one more print of this. It only takes about 40 minutes, but I'm gonna do some extra little designs because this is a design contest and this is for fashion. I want it to look good. So I took the text feature, added a whole bunch of X's across to add a bit of a look to the strap. So I'm gonna print that right now.
I might have underestimated how much time this is gonna take, and thankfully it's less than 24 hours to print, so I need to get this going ASAP in order to make it in time. I've just finished my last iteration on this design. I'm really hoping it comes together. It's going to be taking 20 hours and 40 minutes. It's also almost 300 grams. I only have 500 grams on these Spectrum spools, so fingers crossed. I really hope this works.
Now I have to figure out how to attach this strap because there's not really a smooth surface on the inside to glue it to. So my thought was, and it's great because I have an extra one of these now to test it on, is to heat it up with a heat gun to get it nice and soft, put the glue on the inside here and then kind of form it into place and then let it dry and cool. Okay, I think it might work. It kind of formed to the ridges of the purse. I think maybe a bit of plastic welding as well if I have to, but I think this might work.
I already saw on the cameras last night, but it did look like we had a successful print. Let's take a look. It's pretty good.
Now I can glue my logos on carefully, one on each side. All right, here it is, and I actually think it turned out so nice. Look at that. You know what? If this 3D printing thing doesn't work out, I might have a future in fashion design. Like, this looks so good. I'm really impressed with this, and it feels strong. I'm really impressed that I was able to do this with my limited Fusion 360 skills. Goes to show, it's not actually that hard. You just gotta put in a bit of effort and creativity. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out, but now it's on to the competition.
I'm pretty happy with that. It's like a flexible, it's kind of like a silicone mat. It's not obviously gonna have the same heat resistance as silicone, but I do know that TPU is chemical resistant. So if you're working on parts here with oil or grease, it'll be resistant to that, and it should be easy to clean as well. I was really happy with how the little pockets, the little closing lids there worked. There was a little bit of delaminating on that layer right there. That must have been the transition from going all the way across to just doing the top here. If anybody has any tips on how I can reduce that line there, let me know. You can also see some little bits of pitting. It might be due to this not being dried fully. I only had maybe a couple hours to dry that filament. Ideally, I wanted to be able to dry that for maybe 12 hours. Also, I haven't printed with that Spectrum before, and I was just using a generic TPU profile. So there could be a chance that I just need to work on my retraction settings for that too. Be happy with that. I have a little bit of stringing, but I'm just gonna take a little torch and clean it up, and then I'll show it to Matt. Are we ready to share the final result?
I think we are. Just a reminder, mine was ASA, vase mode, and fashion.
I'm very excited to see where this goes. No way.
A handbag, purse, whatever you want to call it.
That looks so good.
Entirely in vase mode.
When I was thinking vase mode, I was thinking like a hat or something, but this is perfect. I like the, almost like a Dolce Gabbana.
The little logo.
You made this from scratch.
Yeah.
I was happy to see you actually do a design yourself. I think this turned out really great.
Thank you. Yeah. Ready to see yours?
Yep. As a reminder, mine was TPU, tool, no supports. All right.
Ready? Okay, all right. What do we have here?
So this is a small parts sorting tray.
Oh man, that's a great idea.
I wanted to take advantage of the TPU flexibility and create a print in place lid.
So is this one single piece?
This is one entire piece.
That looks really good. This is amazing, super useful. I would actually probably print one of these for myself.
I loved this challenge. And I also love that both of us ended up doing our own little logos on there. Now all that's left to do is get our judges in here and get the scoring, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Here we go. Number one.
That's really cool.
Seems impressed.
Quality's good, especially for ASA. I'd give that a 4.5.
Looks very well printed. Probably a 4 out of 5.
We put Sam last because she has a habit of breaking things. All right, yeah, squeezing it a little bit.
It's actually got a really good attachment point in there as well. So it's print quality and workmanship. 4 out of 5.
Oh, that's cool. Could have slowed down a little, maybe. Solid 4.
I like the color. Print quality is pretty good, definitely for TPU. 4 out of 5.
Functioning living hinges, pretty good detail in those letters. Just the A is a tiny bit off, but that's really not too bad.
It is true that
I didn't even notice.
4 out of 5 for this one as well.
Challenge alignment, 5 out of 5.
Definitely very fashionable. 4 out of 5 for that as well.
This wonderful logo could have been done in an accent color, which would have looked much poppier. I'm going to do 3.5.
I forgot to tell Chase what this is.
I don't really know what it is, so I'm gonna do a 3.
Ooh.
Doesn't really look like there's much that would need support. So 3 out of 5 for that. 3 out of 5.
I think they wanted something that maybe would have needed supports, but you worked around it.
Yeah.
I feel like as a tool, this one beats out the purse. 4 out of 5 on that.
Creativity. This is the one where it could go anyway.
Very creative. Solid 5 out of 5.
Even got the 3D PC logo on there. So 4 out of 5 as well for that.
I definitely think that was pretty creative, so I'm going to go with a 4 out of 5. I did not destroy it. I'd like to just state for the record.
I think it took everything in her will to not totally squish that.
I don't know what it is. 3.5.
Oh, I think if we knew what it was though,
Yeah.
it would have helped.
Brutal.
Probably a 4 out of 5 just because it is a very creative use to use TPU.
Total opposite things here. Practical versus fashion.
Kind of want to see something that warranted supports in the first place. 3.5 out of 5.
The judges have spoken.
The judges have spoken.
Your purse is the winner at 38 points.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, nice. Now sometimes fashion beats function. And
And we both got the same bonus point. We both did an original design
Yes.
challenge. So the final score for you would be 41 and 36
Yeah.
for myself.
That was a really fun challenge. Definitely want to do that again.
I definitely want to do it again
Yeah.
as well. It's a fun, creative challenge.
Yeah.
If you're into design and you want to come up with new ideas for 3D printing, I think these dice will go a long way. We're going to make these available on our Maker World, so you can download these dice. I thought I was going to have it so easy. I had no supports. I think the judges took that as taking an easy way out.
I think that might be how they viewed it.
Yeah.
Like, I found my whole challenge quite challenging, really pushed that creativity.
Yes.
And I think maybe the judges saw that.
We can make this into like a recurring short.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you so much everyone for watching.
Thank you.
We had a lot of fun making this video. If you liked it, leave a like. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more 3D printing videos.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
You're just gonna cut together a bunch of random noises. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do stupid faces for the thumbnail at some point too.
Just like.
All right.
That's all the faces.
We're gonna have something there.
Yeah, screenshots.